Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome back to another holiday film entry here from my channel. For those who are new, I like to put up these little videos about stuff that I enjoy and want to share, usually about film, and a lot of times it's kind of leaning more towards horror or ones from the 80s and 90s that I don't really hear too much about anymore. And if you enjoy this video, please, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you can hop in during that first hour that the video is up, sticking around to the end, sharing, all that fun stuff, because it really does help out quite a bit. Okay, now that all that's out of the way, let's dive in for a few very quick words about a film that, I'd recently rewatched and wanted to recommend, called Rare Exports, A Christmas Tale from 2010. It's a Finnish holiday fantasy thriller with a few touches of comedy kind of thrown on top. The synopsis for which is as follows. In the depths of Korvatunturi Mountains, 486 meters deep, lies the closest ever guarded secret of Christmas. The time has come to dig it up. This Christmas everyone will believe in Santa Claus. Now this makes it sound kind of sweet, but it's not. I'd actually seen this years back, but I'd always wanted to do a revisit of it. And I kind of figured this was the right time, as I'd been kind of going through a lot of these kind of alternative Christmas titles from my channel. Having thrown in videos for Black Christmas, Silent Night, Deadly Night, Anna and the Apocalypse, and Violent Night. I figured Rare Exports, this is going to be a great time to kind of dive back into that one. And I definitely had a lot of fun with this one the second time around. Sometimes a revisit, something kind of sinks in a little bit more, and it's a little bit easier to enjoy. But some of the things I liked about this one is how this youngest kid, Pietari, is initially seen as just some other kid. They're just kind of brushed aside, not really listened to. He still has some belief in, Santa and the spirit of Christmas in general, and he's kind of on the edge of that age where kids kind of leave some of that behind and move on. But since he still has a little bit of that belief, he's even teased about it in some cases. But eventually throughout this story, he's seen as almost a peer to some of the adults, since he's a bit more open-minded to actually see what's going on with this situation. He knows more about kind of like the pre-Coca-Cola Santa, as they refer to him as, the actual older fairy tales and legends, which, like a lot of older fairy tales and legends, there's a bit more violence and creepy stuff going on with them. So, this mystery that's happening, whereas these miners are drilling atop this giant mountain, what they find, and this kid and his friend kind of overhearing what's going on, and this mention of Santa. One kid believes it, one doesn't. Something mysterious has been found. And so this little kid is kind of looking back on everything that he knows about Santa and trying to figure out, if this is Santa in there like he thinks he heard, what would that mean? As they had, drilled in, blasted, and, basically caused mayhem here. So throughout this time, now kids are going missing. The parents are waking up and the kids are gone. A bunch of livestock has been slaughtered. And they even have, they came across this mysterious old man with a beard who doesn't speak their language. And he's kind of been discovered and is being interrogated to find out just what's happening, because it's this mystery that really holds it all together. As I've mentioned with a lot of my other videos, mystery is what can really pull me in there, wanting to figure out what they're going after, what they're trying to figure out. How is this mystery going to unfold? But in this case, we get this strange happenings in a very remote area, very far north, freezing cold, and this idea of Santa being involved, kids being kidnapped, and so on. It's just a lot of fun seeing them try to figure out what the heck's going on, as we get that mix of that comedy with the thriller side on top of mystery, maybe a little dash of this horror kind of feel on it. But, as I mentioned earlier, one of the twists that I really liked was that Pietari is eventually listened to and almost put in charge on how to handle this situation. And, not only that, but there are some other nice twists about this old man that they find and what's been pulled out of the mountain that they kind of save towards the end. And it just gets truly outlandish along the way. But, when you throw in on top of all that, just the overall bizarre aspect of this film, it's definitely a great title to queue up for the holidays. Even on my second time through, I thought this was a really great watch. That light bits of comedy and humor kind of thrown on top of really creepy stuff happening on this just really bizarre mystery really worked well. And, and as you get towards the end, it kind of even gets more unbelievable. But I feel like by that point, I've just kind of bought in and I want to see what they do with it. It's really, really strange. But on top of all that strangeness is the fact that they also achieved all of this in only about an hour and 27 minutes. So it just speeds by because it's not a very long film. So even if you have some points where it's meant to feel very slow, dark, and cold and mysterious, it doesn't keep you in that aspect too long before it moves on to something outlandish or more action-packed, or literally getting you to a point where there's like explosions and everything happening. And it really makes it all, worth checking out. And speaking of checking out, thanks for checking out this very quick little video of mine. Rare Exports is currently available on Hulu, but it may also be available in, in some other locations as well. And, like I said, it's only an hour and 27 minutes, so it's definitely worth queuing up, as I'm sure if you're anything like me, you always look for some other titles to queue up during Christmas. Both traditional titles like Christmas Story or Christmas Vacation and Love Actually, or some of the less traditional ones like Violent Night or The Night Before, for example, and this one, Rare Exports. But anyways, that's it for this quick little review. Thanks for stopping by and for sticking around to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy holidays.